I'm gonna get this. This is really difficult. We can get this. You, like many other people, got a VR headset because you really wanted to play the new Half-Life Alyx game. So you want to stream it, or maybe you want to stream Beat Saber, or Blade and Sorcery, whatever you want to stream. Well, today, I'm going to show you 3 setups that'll make you look great on your streams while playing VR. On today's KC is Tech. So, VR streams have become quite an interesting beast, I would say. With Half-Life Alyx release and many other VR games becoming very much hot and wanted to be watched and looked at, I think VR streams have become very much interesting. And I like doing VR streams myself, which you guys can check out by going down to the link in the description. I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Make sure to come by and ask me any questions if you have questions about these. If you want to ask me any questions about these VR headsets, I keep saying headsets, about these VR setups and much, much more. So come on down to the Twitch stream anytime. So, streaming on Twitch and doing VR is honestly like a selling point. You can do things like mixed reality and many other things. But in this part, because we're going to do a 2-part, this part is going to talk about using 2 webcams, which today's webcams are going to be the C615 and the C925E, which I did do videos. So if you want to go up into the corner, I can go ahead and show you guys my opinions on those and how I think of them. But generally, they're both pretty good webcams, and they're going to be great for the things we're going to be doing. So for this one, I have 3 setups. We have the non-carer, the 1-cam watcher, and the 2-cam carer. So yeah, all of these are going to be using the same webcams and the same things, and they're all going to be set up using one headset. And this is a fairly important section, which is the Samsung Odyssey 1. Or the Odyssey Plus now is what I would highly recommend. It's a great budget option, and the best thing is, this is all you need to plug in, so it'll be a great budget option for picking up for people that just want to get into VR to do things. And the most important part for a stream, built-in microphone, a built-in stereo microphone, and 2 channels, so we can record dual microphones. It's a great little headset as well. I love this thing. I've owned it for about 2 years now. I've had a Windows Mixed Reality for about 2 years, and I cannot sing the praises enough. The only downside is having Windows 10, but most people are running Windows 10 any day anyways, and there's a few downsides about it, the wiring and stuff like that, but it works really well. Now, if you do not have a headset that has, let's say, the Oculus DK1 or the DK2 or things like the Pimax, which I do not believe have a built-in microphone, and even things like this, the Oculus Rift S, all don't have that amazing microphones in them. So if you want to, you can get a lapel mic. I'm going to put one here and here. Those 2 are pretty good options for going in the budget and slightly higher areas. Maybe I'll eventually pick one up and do a review on it and see what my thoughts are. But lapel microphones are a great option for doing this as well. So you have all those things together. So let's go ahead and let's start on getting all of our setups put together. So we have the non-carer. The non-carer is leaving your webcam and your light and everything in the exact place you leave it for your regular streams. The only difference being to slightly adjust it and maybe attach it to a tripod to get some little better angling, but you're usually leaving it right there. There is advantages to this. You don't really have to adjust it if you want to go from, say, doing a Beat Saber stream to then maybe doing a Overwatch stream. You don't have to change it at all. But basically all you have to do for this one is leave your camera right where it is and then go inside of OBS and change your audio. I would recommend going into settings, clicking on the mic aux 2 and the desktop audio 2 and changing those both to your headsets, which will make it way easier later on so you can just mute them within your settings themselves. As well as if you do not really care and don't want to change your capture as well, I highly recommend, I'll leave this down in the description as well, Open VR Capture. This is an amazing add-on installed into your original OBS. If you're doing things through Streamlabs, you're going to have to use game capture on the game window, but with this, you really don't only have to do is turn it on, crop it to the size of your actual window, if it's a 1080p or 720p, whatever that means or whatever that is for you, and then crop it all back together, and bada bing, bada boom, you're done. That's your one and only non-carer setup. It's not bad per se, but the big issue is that the camera's not really super focused on you, and it's not in a good position to really show you in your action, and it's not really giving any area of seeing. It's not really helping someone see and feel like they're there sitting in the room watching you play these VR. It feels more like here's someone over there playing VR, like they're in a Starbucks almost or something like that. Next up is the 1-cam watcher. With this one, we're going to take a... That wasn't attached. So we're going to take a tripod and we're going to set up the camera. So you really want a camera with a 3 1/4 screw-in on the bottom. There's plenty of cameras with that. The 2 cameras I'm using here do. Most modern webcams do as well. So it makes it easy to screw it into a tripod and set it up. I had it set up behind my monitor, and that's a good place to do it. But basically you want to set it up and aim your camera right where you are standing generally when you play VR. The best way to do that with these is to take a controller and put it on the floor and put it there so you can easily see where it's supposed to aim it, then pick up your controller and then hold it, and you can keep looking at the camera, or if you have your headset on, use like a Steam VR or something like that to see if you're staying in the right place. And a nice neat little touch is if you're playing Beat Saber or something like that, using the Cameras Plus mod could easily help you adjust and set yourself up within that. It's an amazing idea, but you don't have to. But other than that, that is the one camera. The one camera is pretty much a great setup because it helps you see more. It feels like you're actually watching someone play. Sure, you don't get a full ratio of what it looks like all around, but I don't think that's that necessary. And a frontal camo seeing you play the game enough really does get you in the mood, and it really just makes you kind of chuckle a little bit seeing the weird actions of playing something like Beat Saber. And when you set up the camera right, it really like envelops your viewers into the game. It just works amazingly, and it looks really good as well. So that is the one camera. And finally, the camera is going to die. I can see it. It's on one bar and it's kind of scaring me. I should grab my charger. It's sitting right there, but I'm not going to grab it just yet because I'm still recording. Finally, we have the 2-cam shower, or the 2-cam carrier. And the 2-cam carrier is a pretty interesting setup. Basically, what I have to do is I have to take my tripod and set up the one on the desk over here, basically, over here where the headset is. This tripod is showing a similar, or you could just use a similar setup to what I did before in the frontal view, and then we have to set up the back one, which is the hardest one to do. I originally was going to use the C615, but the cord itself was actually too short to use, and I could only get to a certain angle, which wasn't showing truly what I wanted to see, so I had to then take my camera and move it all the way into the corner.
Okay, so when I was recording, and I thought I was going to be safe, I had to end up moving that tripod into the corner with the C925E in the corner. So it basically has enough length to make it here and get the right angle, because then I can get it set up to work properly over here. As you can see,
is actually what worked for me, and it was able to show off a full angle of what I was looking for to see. And the thing about this, and the big advantage, is it shows both sides and really shows a full view of what you're seeing in the entire room. And I think this kind of setup really could work in many, many settings, and I really, really like how it looks. Just generally, it's a great looking setup. The only downside is it's 2 different webcams, which means you have to do 2 different like side shots. For my example, I used the octagon things, which I also use on my stream, but you could do squares, circles, whatever. I would recommend doing like circles and putting them in each corner, or in like the center and the bottom center to really like center it in, and then in the center you can play your game, or maybe putting them right next to each other. There's a lot of things to do with it. It's very customizable and very nice looking, and both of them work. The only downside is when you only have one light like I do, it's very difficult to light both sides. What I would recommend doing is having 2 lights, either like mirrorless panels or something like that. If you have 2 mirrorless panels or something like that, it's really easy to set them up and get perfect lighting, which could be used for mixed reality. In conclusion, the end of part 1 is showing off that a webcam-based stream could easily work with 2 webcams showing off different angles and things like that. In part 2, I'm going to be discussing mixed reality, which is taking a webcam and putting a green screen. Except with this method, we're actually not going to be using a green screen at all. We're going to be using an app called ChromaCam. And with ChromaCam, we can set up a green screenless VR mixed reality setup. And it's going to be a very fun video. I'm actually still doing the research for it right now. That was close. And now the angle is completely off now, but that's fine. So VR streams, like I said at the beginning, add audience interactions and great like feelings, and it lets people that can't experience or buy VR really want to see you play. And it really does make a different form of interaction. I've had really great fun meeting people and talking to people through Beat Saber. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it's actually one of the main things I do on my stream nowadays, which you guys do want to check out finally. Please go down in the description below and go check out my stream. I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And also, make sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification. It really, truly does help out the channel. But another problem also is that the disadvantages to it are very broad, mostly because you're actually moving. It's hard to set up a camera and be able to show yourself doing that constantly. And also, for certain people, it's just not interesting. And for certain games, I don't ever see it working well. I mean, for games like Blade and Sorcery and things like that. And also doing a single PC stream setup, it is a killer. It munches your whole resources. I was struggling to stream Blade and Sorcery a couple weeks ago on my stream. So yeah, in conclusion though, my favorite setup honestly is the front one cam watcher, mainly because I love how it looks. I think it really does show you playing your game without compromising the stream itself with having to set up another webcam. Even though the dual cam is awesome, I think the dual cam will only really work well once you have mixed reality on the background cam and having a frontal cam set up to show you for real, and then the background cam to show what's not you and what Beat Saber is looking like. I think that would be really cool and do like a dual setup. I think it's going to be really cool. And I'm honestly really excited to film part 2 of this video. It's going to be really, really fun. Probably more fun than part 1, but I really, really enjoyed making this video. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This has been really fun to record, honestly. I've had a great time. And this was such an interesting little video to do because not many people do VR streams and stuff like that. And I really wanted to convey the information and have it out there to show what you could do and how to do it. It seems pretty basic, but it's still nice to have out there and show different methods to record your VR. I enjoy doing this. And yeah, better than that, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Have fun.
I'll just throw it at the wall. I have an extra controller. But to buy another set because my controller broke. Like, they literally... Maybe I can show you because it's once... It must be like a prone to failure point on these controllers. Which sucks because these are actually quite nice. That was like a whole